Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Happy New Year to everyone, and welcome back to another 5K Tennis podcast. It is 2019, so hopefully everyone has a great upcoming year, and we look forward to a great tennis season. This is a direct continuation from our last show, so if you missed that, there is a link above to check out our last show in case you missed it. So we'll continue right where we left off on the last day, or the second to last day of 2018. So again, Happy New Year to everyone. We hope your 2019 is better than any year that's been in your past. So happy 2019 and happy New Year.
Try to make it a better year.
Try to make it positive.
Yeah.
Keep fighting. All right, let's go. A quick shout out, by the way, an important shout out to Federer Savage, owner at YTech Strings, as I put a reel of one of my favorite YTech strings, which is Penta Power Twisted, here for always going above and beyond to help us out here at 5K Tennis with his company's strings.
I love them. I used them for several years now.
For several years now, from polyesters to copolys to twisted or octagonal type strings to synthetics, accompanied with absolutely stellar customer service. He and his company and his team really help us here at 5K Tennis. So we look forward to another great year with YTechs as we use them predominantly for our racket string needs. And I will put a link to their website there. I encourage anyone to try out their quality strings, and it's very favorably costed as well. So thanks again, Mr. Savage. We look forward to a good year. A quick reminder about our tennis racket giveaway. Carla and I, if you haven't seen this before, we do a tennis racket giveaway for every major tournament. I'll put a link above for the rules and how that giveaway works. Once you see those rules, if you have interest in the tennis racket giveaway, you will know where to put your picks for the Australian Open and how you can qualify to win that tennis racket. So anyway, we have a lot of matches and players to talk about. If you're just tuning into this channel, Carla always takes this under her belt. So I'm going to turn it over to Carla for match results and some brief discussions about each. And again, these are predominantly the highlight matches and not necessarily going to waste a bunch of time with those that we may not know, even though dark horses can win, but we're going to talk about the highlight matches. So Carla, I'm going to turn it over to you, and we are going to start with Brisbane, men and women.
I will start with women since they get the least exposure. Vekic had a win against Rybarikova. I'm sorry.
And Vekic is Rinka's girlfriend.
Yes.
That had a hot season last year.
So she's off to a good start.
It's a good match.
Bertens beat Mertens. They also had a great summer last year.
So Bertens played Mertens?
Yes, and she won.
Wow, they did have great seasons last year, and I think they played each other a couple of times.
They played each other a lot.
Okay.
Pliskova had a shaky start but pulled it off in 3 sets.
And that would be Carolina, the younger Pliskova.
Right, the top seed, Pliskova, the higher seed.
I personally like Pliskova a lot, and again, that is Carolina Pliskova. Christina's a fine player too. I think Pliskova has a chance to win a major this year, but she's had chances before.
A shaky start. Kasakina had her first loss of the year against an American player, an Australian girl named Burrell. Tough match for her. I thought she would have a better start to 2019.
Ouch, that was your dark horse for the Australian Open to win it.
And then Kvitova pulled off a 3 tough setter against Collins. Collins gave her a run for her money.
You know, Collins is an American player. She can fight. She can fight, but Kvitova unfortunately had to push pretty deep to win that one.
Konta defeated Stevens in 2 sets. We both watched this match.
We watched this, every minute of it.
They both look a bit out of shape still. They need to get fitter for that hot weather coming up in Melbourne. And to me, Stevens looked a bit confused out there with her stroke. She didn't know quite what to do. She had an interim coach that was telling her you need to hit your forehand a certain way, but she just looked lost out there.
I thought both of the girls looked a little rusty. I think I have noticed that, or I noticed in the match that it looked like Sloane Stevens had lost a little bit of muscle mass, potentially in the calf area. Mm-hmm. Maybe not. Maybe it's just me, but I'm surprised that Konta beat her in straight sets.
Same here. Stosur had her first loss of the year. I know she's trying to get her singles ranking up. Not a good start to the year. And Osaka had an easy win against another Australian girl.
Well, Naomi Osaka has a lot of noise to make, and hopefully she makes it. She's got a lot of points to back up, so I'm looking forward to seeing how Naomi Osaka's year is.
All right, now to the men's. Murray, we watched this match. I really wanted to see how Murray was playing. He beat Duckworth in 2 sets. Good win for him.
So Duckworth, the Australian
The Australian player, also
Okay.
trying to come back. I watched him have his interview at the end. It was a very emotional speech. They asked him how he felt in the court. You could tell it means a lot to him to be out there. And, you know, he said he's trying to have a lot of fun out playing tennis. And he's going to try to do it as long as he can. I really felt for him. I mean, you could still see he's hurting.
Yeah, Murray is, again, he's a wonderful player, and he's not my best or my favorite player. But I wish him well. I actually read an article from his surgeon not terribly long ago that was basically a quotation of such that usually people that have this type of surgery always have pain, and really it's really hard to compete at any type of level, much less at a high level. So I heard his speech yesterday, which was a little bit of a tearjerker for him and even borderline for me.
It was for me.
So I wish Murray well, and hopefully he does well, but let's not hate on him if he doesn't play like he used to. He's doing his best.
Yes. Raonic had a win. Dimitrov also had a win in 2 sets. He beat Nishikawa. Tsonga beat Kokkinakis.
Good for Tsonga.
Good for the veteran.
Yeah, and Kokkinakis is no pushover. Kokkinakis is a solid player.
Yes.
I think Kokkinakis beat, and I may be wrong here, beat Federer last year in a major tournament. I may be wrong there. I may have that wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong in comments. But great for Tsonga. That Tsonga was another dark horse for you at the Australian Open.
De Minaur had his win. And we also, Justin and I also watched Kyrgios.
Well, De Minaur was my dark horse pick for the Australian Open. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
Kyrgios played Harrison again, which was a rematch from last year's final at this tournament. They went to 3 sets, which was a bit questionable to me.
Yeah, that was a bit shocking for us. We watched that match in its entirety from start to finish last night. Obviously, I was pulling for Harrison. I think if you followed the show, I want to be a Kyrgios fan, but he just he comes off as a flashy type, almost like something you would see in football or basketball. It just doesn't quite fit the narrative, but he's trying to, I guess, to make it fit tennis.
No.
But for me, for someone that just stated, and I'll quote, "If I win the Australian Open, I'll retire from tennis." He should have destroyed Harrison relatively quickly. Harrison could have easily won that match and went 3 sets. So you got to be better than that if you want to win the Australian Open.
Well, I saw Kyrgios win the first set, and he was like...
Yeah.
Like he's supposed... Well, if you're going to be a top player and you're playing someone like Harrison, I think you should be beating him in 2 sets.
Yeah, Harrison looked out of shape. He's always been a little bit on the belly side, but that's just Harrison. But Harrison fought hard, and if he can only squeak by a Harrison, I don't think he'll get far at all in the Australian Open.
Nope, that's it for the Brisbane tournament.
All right, well, great job on that. So let's move forward to the Shenzhen Open, which is WTA or women only in China.
Here are a few notable matches. Sharapova won her first match against a good player, Basinski.
Oh, that is a good player. Basinski has gone deep on clay tournaments a lot.
Yes, definitely. Good match for her. And Sabalenka had a tough 3-setter against T. Maria.
T. Maria has been around. T. Maria is not a bad player. Sabalenka is one of my dark horses. Well, I guess borderline dark horse. She is, I think, 18 in the world, or maybe even higher at this point.
Yeah.
She could win that major. I know one of our viewers, the young lady, Kia Sama. Kia Sama likes Sabalenka a lot.
Well, we had a veteran that came back into the tour in her late 30s after having a child. Zvonareva has gone up to her 2nd round. Impressive.
Yeah, Vera Zvonareva is a long-time player. I'm a big fan, and hopefully she does well. And she kind of epitomizes how long women can play. I know there's other women out there too, but Vera has always been a stand-up player.
Yes, and the last match, a tough loss for Ostapenko. She was beat by Niculescu 6-0, 6-2.
Ooh. Now, but okay, a shout out to Niculescu. She's been on tour for a long time. But lest we not forget that Ostapenko won the French Open in a quite a decisive manner, and to lose to a Niculescu at the beginning of the year that badly, that one hurts. I don't know what's going on with Ostapenko.
I wonder if it's a curse to win the French Open and not do good after.
Kind of like Anna Ivanovic.
Yeah,
something
and
like
a few other players. Okay, on to the next tournament.
All right, so the next tournament is women as well, and that is Auckland, which is in New Zealand. So let's start with Auckland.
Bouchard went through her first round. We have Puig beating Sands.
Yeah, good for Bouchard. Again, she made the semifinals of Wimbledon in 2014. It was a final. I think she made the final. She made a Wimbledon
She
final.
made a final, yes.
She made a final in 2014 and had really fallen off. It's good to see her back. Again, not a huge fan. I like her, but she needs to focus more on tennis and not on swimsuit modeling. And who did she lose to again? Or who did she beat? Do you have that?
Brangle.
Okay.
An American player.
So another player that's been on tour for a while. So good for Bouchard.
Puig defeated Sands in 2 easy sets.
Maddox Sands, another classic example of a tennis player and commentator, blew out her knee. I know the feeling. I've done that a couple of times. And Monica Puig, lest we not forget, she won the Olympics.
Yes. Venus, we actually watched this match. Venus and Azarenka. They actually Venus won the match. They went to 3 sets.
That's a great match. We
great
watched
match.
some of that
and
match.
I like the way Azarenka looked. She did gain a few more pounds, a few more muscles. She looked fitter.
Yeah, Azarenka, again, Rajesh, I won't talk about the screeching. It's hard for me to watch her matches. I turned down the volume because of the high-pitched screeching. She looked great. We did a video at some point last year, or multiple, where we followed Azarenka. I know we all like her a lot. Less the screeching, and she looked very thin and skinny. It was nice to see her back with some more muscle.
Yes.
And great to see Venus digging deep. This could very well be Venus's last year.
They were hitting the ball.
Corner
to corner.
Yeah, they were whacking the ball. Venus looked fit. I think Venus does have a chance to win another major this year as long as she doesn't meet her sister again.
All right, on to the next tournament.
All right, next tournament is Doha, Qatar, which is a great tournament. I think Federer, Djokovic play this tournament usually, but they're not.
Djokovic is playing. He's playing today.
So maybe Federer was kind of running away from that one this year.
Well, he's playing to Hopman. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they train there a lot to get ready for the Australian heat, so hence why a lot of players play it.
Yeah.
All right, so what happened in Doha?
First notable match that I can see was Rublev versus Seppi. And Rublev won. 2 veterans.
Hey, the Rublev, keep your eye on Rublev.
I'm not a big fan, that's why I don't
I like Rublev. I've mentioned him before on this show and last year a lot. You can't forget of Andrea Seppi. Seppi's a veteran, and Seppi can be a tricky player to beat. And you said Rublev beat Seppi, right?
Yes, in 2 sets.
So watch out for Rublev. Everybody talks about these next generation players, but yet we don't talk too much about De Minaur, and we don't talk too much about Medvedev, who's another one. Watch out for Medvedev. And then also...
Well, Medvedev's playing Murray. That's his next match, by the way.
That's great there.
Yeah,
that's a great match.
That's gonna be a good test.
Look out for that match. Rublev versus Murray. I personally think Rublev will win
not
that.
Not Rublev versus Medvedev.
Oh, Medvedev in straight sets.
Yes.
Medvedev, I think, will beat Murray in straight sets for the next match. So call me on that one if I'm wrong, but I'm taking Medvedev in that match.
2 veterans playing against each other. Berdych and Cole Schreiber. 2 tight sets. Berdych won that match.
Okay, I actually might have gone the other way on that one. That's a coin tosser, but good job, 2 veterans, and hey, that's great. Who won that?
Berdych. And we haven't seen him on tour, too. He had an injury last year.
Berdych, correct me if I'm wrong, Berdych could be the top player of all time that should have won a major but didn't.
He was one of my favorite. You called it yesterday. Wawrinka beat Kachanov in 2 sets.
I told you.
First set was a tiebreaker. Second set was more about, I think it was like 6-4.
Yeah, Wawrinka is not a run around the backhand type guy to hit the inside out. Wawrinka lights up that backhand, and Kachanov will tend to run around his shot sometimes, leaving the court open. I would assume that Wawrinka picked on that the entire match. I didn't watch this match. I wish I would.
Too bad it wasn't on Tennis Channel. Instead, we had another match.
Yeah, we're not hating on the Tennis Channel or anything like that, but what happens is we get matches that don't matter, and then you get pop-ups that say, if you want to watch this match, get Tennis Channel Plus, which is like $60 a year, I think, and with 5 kids, it's just unaffordable for us, but nonetheless, I wish I would have seen that match.
Well, it's not that it's not affordable. I think that they need to expose more tennis for the people out there that don't know about tennis. If they see somebody like Wawrinka and Kachanov playing, they might be interested in this sport.
Yeah, they might be interested.
Goffin lost to Berankis.
Yikes.
In 3 sets.
Hold on, though. David Goffin is one of my favorite German players. I like his charisma. He's been through a lot of weird, freaky on-court injuries. But now, Berankis, though, I was at the U.S. Open in 2007 doing some stringing in a way there, and I watched Berankis play Jerzy Janowicz in the junior final, and Berankis won that. So I always expected big things from Berankis, and it never has happened. Maybe we'll see him this year. That's a good win for him. It depends on how healthy Goffin was, though.
Yes, that's true. Next tournament in Pune.
Is that the Maharashtra?
Open, yes.
Maharashtra. Rajesh, correct us on this one. In India, the one that Chilich pulled out.
Maharashtra Open, yes.
Yeah, Chilich was supposed to play this in pool.
Notable matches there. Pierre won his first match.
Benoit Pierre, right?
Benoit Pierre.
Good player. I'm not big on his collar and his white hair.
Well, maybe he changed his style this year. I don't know.
You go.
Gulbis won his first match.
Good for Gulbis. Gulbis is a good player. I think
he's been around.
Didn't he make like a semifinal or a quarterfinal at Wimbledon?
Quarterfinal of some sort.
Was it Wimbledon or the U.S. Open?
Not sure.
Which tournament last year did Ernestus Gulbis? He's Latvian, right? He's from Latvia. So how far did Gulbis go in the tournament that I'm trying to reference? I think he made a quarterfinal or a semi maybe at Wimbledon or the U.S. Open last year.
But I'm not sure.
I like Gulbis. Little temperamental sometimes, but I like him.
I only mentioned this match because Justin likes this player. Karlovic defeated Aliassime.
Oh.
Auger Aliassime.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Karlovic too. He's your typical big 6'8", 6'9" rocket server, and his matches have the potential to go 7-6, 6-7, and go to 87, 40, 87, 85 in the fifth. But the player she's referencing is Felix Auger Aliassime. He's the young Canadian kid.
It was a tight match.
That I think has a lot of potential. He's still very young, but he looks very good and very much like a tennis player on the court. So even though Auger Aliassime lost to a strong veteran in Karlovic, I still like Felix Auger Aliassime.
It was a close match.
Watch out for him.
Okay, on to the Hopman now.
All right, so the next tournament we're going to discuss is the Hopman Cup. And before you get into your scores, by the way, I think this is possibly the last year for the Hopman Cup. I think, and I'm fairly certain, that the ATP's World Team Cup is taking over this setup next year. So last year, Carla and I, once we lost the format of the Davis Cup and we started having the Laver Cup and people not wanting to play Davis Cup because of the Laver Cup, and now the struggles here at the Hopman Cup, we knew this last year and we did a video about how drastically and how quickly tennis is changing, and no one can really do anything about it except follow the mighty dollar. I'm going to put a link above. Check out that video. I won't get back into it, but we went off for 2 shows, like an hour, talking about how much these tournaments meant to us as tennis players growing up, and how quickly they are changing because of things like media, TV coverage, and so forth. So we're losing traditions for the dollar and time, and I understand that. Check out the video. The link for that is above, and comment on it. You can comment on it here or there. But we did a video on this. So, again, check that out on that link above. But we'll talk about the Hopman Cup scores. But, again, we feel like it's very exhibition-like. It's been around a long time. The players, it seems like, kind of more...
It's been on for 30 years. 30 years.
Yeah, it's great warm-up. It's a great warm-up for the season.
Some good matches.
It's some great matches there.
You know that I actually enjoy that more than the Laver Cup? I was actually enjoying these matches. I watched quite a few of them. Yeah,
we watched a lot of them. I think the young Zverev's playing there. We've watched Tsitsipas play. We've watched Tiafoe play. We've watched Federer. We've watched Serena. We watched the girl Sakari that habitually hits off of her back foot. On the forehand side, that is, at least 75% of the time. Hopefully that gets coached out of her. A Greek player, and that is Sakari. Tsitsipas, another Greek player, so hats off to Greece. But let's get into the scores.
Sure. Tiafoe lost to Tsitsipas. We actually, in 3 sets, we actually watched this match. You know, I might change my mind about Tsitsipas after watching him. What a smart player. He actually goes for everything, hits every angle. He does what other youngsters can't do. He volleys, he slices, he changes the pace of the ball. Such a smart player.
Tsitsipas is a beautiful player. I doubted him a little bit last year because of some inconsistencies. After big wins, he would suffer early losses, and you know that's part of being a young tennis player. I'm going to agree with Carlo on this, and last year I disagreed, so I can respect.
I like him better now than Shapovalov. I think he's just an all-around player.
He has a beautiful game. He's aggressive when he needs to be. He's defensive when he needs to be, and he's not scared to paint the lines at the most crucial of moments. And generally, he hits it. Or makes the shot. Tiafoe, again, with the big loopy forehand. I love Tiafoe's story.
Has to work on his serve.
I love Tiafoe's story. There was a game yesterday. He was, like, I think, 40-30 serving for the game, and he double faulted like 2 or 3 times in a row. I think he ended up holding that game, but it would have been nice to have won that game a bit quicker. And I may be wrong. Tsitsipas may have broken him there. But the way Tsitsipas covers the court, and the way he looks on the court.
Incredible.
Yeah, he reminds me of like Borg in a way when he was young in a way, or kind of a young Lucas Pouille. He's very tennis looking.
Yes, and his whole family are tennis players.
Yes, dad's a coach. So
mother was in the tour. Siblings play in the tour.
Yeah, family tennis. Let's go! Let's go! So that's what we do here with our 5 kids. We're all tennis players. So anyway, hence the name 5K tennis.
Next match, Tiafoe lost to Federer. Federer beat him like 4-1. Expected. Good job, Federer. Good job. Zverev defeated Ferrer.
All right, so Zverev, she's meaning Sasha, or the younger of the Zverevs. You have Misha and you have Misha and Alexander. And who did he?
David Ferrer.
No, David Ferrer did retire from tennis last year, but he's still playing for his country in this country-to-country type cup. Now, I wish David Ferrer would still be playing. He's still a great player.
Serena won both of her matches, one against Sakari and the other one against Bencic, which is a good match, good warm-up.
Yeah, those are 2 great matches. Serena still has a couple pounds to lose, but again, we talk about Serena every video. We're big fans. I think by the end of the year, she's going to have a couple majors under her belt.
Yeah,
she looked rusty, though, in both matches early.
That's all right. And then they had the fun match, Tiafoe with Serena against Federer and Bencic, which the Swiss team won.
Okay.
And it was a fun interview. I watched the interview. Did you?
Yes, Serena and Roger had a fun time with the crowd.
Fun to see them.
And again, hence why we talk about some of these tournaments being more exhibition-like. So check out that video.
And they're only 4 games they're playing.
Yeah, they're playing 4-game sets, or first to 4, whatever. But that's fine. It's entertaining, and it's a good warm-up for players that, at this point in their careers, they probably don't need too much warming up, and they can get warmed up on the practice court. All right, so that's it with scores?
That's it for scores.
All right, so great job with scores, Carla. Awesome, well done. Appreciate that. Vamos. Big news, by the way, as we end this show. Del Potro pulls out of the Australian Open. We wish the best for him. I'm a big fan. We've had the wrist, and now we have, I think, a fractured kneecap or patella. Again, I've dealt with the knee for a lot of years. I know the feeling. We'll see what happens. I doubt he would play the French. He'll probably try to get healthy for Wimbledon.
I think it would be dumb for him to play the French Open. He's too big for that tournament. It's not his style of play doesn't fit clay.
Yeah, it doesn't fit it too well, and he falls a lot on any surface. So I probably wouldn't try to risk clay. Clay has destroyed my knee twice. Let's also see what happens with Marin Cilic. I like Cilic a lot. He's a fighter. He's a hardcore player. He pulled out of the Muhastra Open that he was supposed to play with, I think, a knee bothering him. I may have it wrong.
And Halep, where's Halep? She hasn't played one of these warm-up
Well, Halep had a lower back stress or a vertebrae fracture, I think.
But she has not played any.
Yeah, and also Halep dropped Cahill, I think, didn't she?
Well, they both decided to split up, yes.
So we'll see what happens with that. In ending, we have a health tip of the day, as we've been doing, have been asked to do. This one basically comes from Carl and I again. Yesterday we did a protein. The day before that, or the last show, we did a vegan type tip. But the health tip today is never forget the power of the avocado. A lot of us use bananas in our racket bags. However, Carla and I prefer the avocado. Now, it's granted there's less natural sugar in an avocado, but for me, I find it equally as satisfying to keep my energy up throughout a match. And I think it's a great addition to your bag. It's a little messier, a little bit harder to deal with, but you can cut it up before. You can put it in a bowl, or simply on the court, you can add a little butter knife to your bag and just slice it up, pull the seed out, and just eat it. Get your towel, wipe your face off, and you're done. And you can do it underneath your towel in case you don't want to see, or people see you with a green face. But it works for me. If you like more sugars, keep your banana. Try them both. Mix them together. You know, out there we're not worried about taste. We want the natural energy. So I suggest if you like both, mix them up, put them in a bowl. Don't necessarily worry about the taste, and think about the energy that you're going to get. And if you want to add even more, I guess, energy to that, then, you know, your favorite sports drink on top of that. You know, don't fill yourself on the court, but just snack on it here and there, and make sure you don't cramp up or something like that. It won't disappoint. So that's it for this show. Happy New Year, everyone. Thanks again to YTech Strings, as you can see here, and Ivor Savage there. Thanks to all of you. Happy New Year in 2019. This is going to be a great year. Always keep in mind that we don't get many of them, but we really not ask, but we hope that you contribute to our channel. Any contributions help. Carla and I spend a lot of time doing this show. We really enjoy it. We do have 5 kids, and and hope that one day that we can do this as a means of income. Currently, we use any contributions for the tennis racket giveaways or prize giveaways that we do every major, for equipment, time, string giveaways that we do. And if we have enough contributions, we'll do not only tennis racket giveaways, but string giveaways, overgrip giveaways, as long as we have the funds to buy them. And currently, we basically use our own pockets. So we try to make it fun, so help us make it even funner. Contribute below. There's a PayPal link below, and there should be a link that comes up above us. Click a like below. Please subscribe to our channel. Please share our videos. Thanks so much for watching. It's been a great first few shows, so I think we're on the right track and getting better. Let us know. Please comment below. We will answer your comments immediately, and those that do already know this. So, and ending, always beautiful Carly here, my teammate and adversary on the tennis court, always says,
Adios.
Adios.